Pterodactyl here, and check this out. Check out what I got from my friend Dennis at Bucket's Garage. This thing came into the scrap yard. Somebody scrapped this. And Dennis sent me some pictures of it and asked me if I wanted it, and I said, heck yeah, $100. That's what I got charged for it, $100. So in case you don't know what this is, other than it's some kind of lift table, I had to look it up myself to see what it was used for. And what they do is they put a pallet on here, and then say you got a conveyor, and you got product on there you want to stack on a pallet. So you just take it off the conveyor and you stack it on the pallet, and because it uses an airbag, like they use on a semi-truck, you can set the weight to it. So as you're loading a product onto the pallet, it'll push it down as it gets weight on it. Because it works off of air. You put compressed air in it. So as you're loading weight on it, it'll go down. This way the worker doesn't have to pick up a box and put it on the pallet and be doing this all day. And then if you have a pallet that's full of product, and you need to take it off the skid, well, it would have so much weight on it, it would hold it down at the ground. And as you're unloading it, it'll slowly rise up. So you don't have to keep bending over to pick it up to put it there. And another thing you can do is, because it spins, you know, they get that plastic wrap, that saran wrap, and they can spin the pallet and wrap it with that plastic. But of course, you know, I want to use it as a lift table in here in the shop. So the first thing I did is I put some caster wheels on it so I can move it around, because this thing is heavy. So I had a set of caster wheels laying around here because I save a bunch of stuff. So I got that. So now I need to make a solid, you know, work area on top of here. So in the center here, had a snap ring and some washers, but I took them off already so I could show you that this comes off. And then I won't need this. I'll get rid of this. So now you can get a better look at it. So we have a company here in Podunk called Steelcraft. And that's where I get all my steel, and they got all kinds of stuff. They got big press brakes, they got a big shear, they got plasma cutters, computerized fighters, a steel outfit. I go there and buy all my angle iron and round stock and flat stock and everything. So I know Adam and the guys over there, so in case they're watching, hey guys, Taryl here. So I took this over to Adam at Steelcraft, and he made me this. He made me a solid plate with a hole in the middle so I can get to that snap ring. This thing is heavy. He did a beautiful job. So now I got to weld this to it. Now I was thinking elk skins. He goes, well, put a piece of plywood on there. Put some plywood on there. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to put plywood on there because I'm going to be welding on here, and I don't want that plywood to catch on fire.
What?
So that's why I went with steel. And it wasn't too expensive to have this made, this tabletop. I just got to weld it on there now. But that'll be nice because I can put mower decks on there that I'm fixing when I'm welding them, and I can spin it around. We could put a push mower on there, generators, and like I said, it works off of air, so it's got a Schrader valve here. That's how you air it up, and this is how you let it down. Now I'm probably going to change that. I'm thinking about maybe getting a foot pedal, a pneumatic foot pedal, so I can air it up, and then when I want to let it down, I can let it down. Maybe I can get it to come down faster, but I'll look into that in the future here. So it sticks up pretty much. Whew, it's like a disco table. Like a disco dance. Spin around up here. Be careful, Taryl. All right, so now I got to go from here to here with the generator or the mower or the snow blower or whatever we're going to put up there. So I think I'm going to make some kind of ramp. And I think I got an idea for that. So hold on, let me go get that. And I'll show you what I think I'm going to use. So I got a few of these pallet racks. These grates for pallet racking. So I'm thinking about maybe using one of these. You know, I'll have to cut it down. I don't know if I'm going to use this one. I got some other ones out there. But I think I'm going to use this, and I'm going to make it so it's removable. So I could just lift it off, and it's not real heavy. I don't want to make it out of solid steel or wood or angle iron. So I found this. I thought this will be good. So give me a few minutes, and I'm going to hack one of these up and try to make like a little ramp out of it. Okay, I went outside. I grabbed a different one because this one's kind of pretty rusty, and this one's not too bad. And I cut this one up. So I'll probably come off of here with maybe this piece of pipe. I could weld to here, but I got to come off of this part of the frame. And then I got to weld something to here that I can kind of hold on to the pipe with. And then, you know, something that'll saddle it, like maybe a piece of angle iron or a piece of small C-channel I might have out there that I could weld to this, that'll just kind of lay on there. And then if I want to take this off, if it's in my way, I could just lift it off of these pieces of pipe I'll have welded sticking out. And then I could just move this out of my way. That way we can move around the table if we have to. Pretty nice, huh? I looked this thing up online to see how much they cost. $3,000. It's crazy. And look at the shape it's in. It's like brand new. I pressure washed it, but I don't know why they got rid of it. Some company maybe went out of business or something. I don't know if they had a bunch of these there, but I got mine. I got this one, and this will come in handy. This will be a handy table to work off of. What do you think, Grass Rats? I'll show it to you when I get it all welded up and get this thing on there. Hopefully my foot pedal will come in. Well, it's all done. I got my foot pedal on here for raising and lowering it, and I got my ramp made. My removable ramp. So I added some metal here, which was part of this that I had cut off, and I welded it in there so I wouldn't have those sharp edges. And then the middle of this didn't come up to here. The edges did, but the middle didn't. So if you look, you can see how it's curved. So what I did, I just simply put some 4x4s on the ground. Then I stood on the middle here and kind of bent it. And then I added this piece of solid 1/2 inch, I think that is, or 5/8 round stock. And then I welded it in there for support to make it strong. And then I found these out in my scrap pile. These brackets, I forget what they were for. Somebody gave me a bunch of them. They're some kind of, for a car or truck. And they had a bunch of them. So I cut them so they would fit on here. And then I just took some pieces of pipe and welded it to that. So now, if I got a job on there and this is in the way, I could just simply lift it off of there. And now I got a foot pedal so I can raise and lower it. So here, let me put the air to it. And I'll show you how it works. So this will just follow it. It kind of hinges on them pipes. So it's not that bad. You know, it's not in the way, but if it's in my way, I could just take it off. So I'm going to take it off so I can show you how I eliminated this mechanism. So here's that Harbor Freight air regulator. So I just cut off that tab that was over here and I relocated it there. And then I used the fitting that was in here. I took that fitting out and screwed it into the regulator. Because they don't want you to have a lot of pressure on it. You know, they're saying 75 psi max when it's raised and 125 when it's down. And our shop air is about 120, 125 psi. So I got this set at around 40. And that's plenty. And then I had this hose and I had the fittings. You know, because we're always fixing airlines here. So I got a bunch of air hose and some fittings. And I zip tied it so it wouldn't get pinched in the scissor mechanism. And then I made this plate for it and welded it on there, and then I kind of bent it down. So what's nice about it is after I got it aired up, you know, I could take the quick disconnect off and see it holds pressure. Plus, you know, it's got these over here for safety in case the air comes down. You know, this will lock it from going down on you. I think I showed that to you before. So here, it'll stay up. And then if I want to lower it, just hit the pedal. Now if it's got weight on it, of course it's gonna exhaust a little quicker. I'll touch it up with some paint. So this thing will come in real handy. This will come in handy for generators, snow blowers, push mowers, working on mower decks, and I'm welding all them mower decks. So here's a snowblower right here. So if I need to work on this, let's roll it up here. Can air it up. To any position that we want. You know, maybe I only want to raise it that high. Maybe I want to raise it higher. And it'll stay. or I want to go all the way. About 60 psi is the max, no matter how much I hold this pedal down. Or no, I'm wrong, not 60. I think like 42 psi on here on the little gauge. So yeah, we got this snow blower up here. Want to get to the other side. I need to look at the carburetor. And I want to roll it over here. I want to look at the front. Roll it over here. I need to look at this. I need to look over there. And like I said, if this is in the way, take it off, get it out of the way, put it somewhere. It's got wheels on it, can roll it in the other shop, or roll it anywhere. If I disconnect the air, I don't have to worry about it drifting down. Plus these will work as handles. Kind of move it around. Pretty nifty, huh? So what do I got into this thing? $100, what Dennis charged me for it from the scrapyard. Again, looked it up, cost $3,000. Anywhere from $3,000 to $3,500 I've seen online. So $100 from Dennis from the scrapyard. $148 for this piece of steel I put on there. $62 from Flea Bay for that pneumatic valve. And I think it was $6 or $7 for that regulator. And like I said, I had the fittings and the hoses and all that other stuff and the pipe. So about what, $320 I got into it? About 10% of the cost of this thing. And like I said, this will come in handy. So there you have it, grass rats. Inexpensive lift table that I kind of customized for, you know, what I'm doing. Even though it was made for something else, I modified it for my needs, which is outdoor power equipment repair. So if you like this video, hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, then subscribe if you like this channel, or don't subscribe. That's up to you. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. Follow me, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok with your lift tables. Go to our web store, check out what we got there, like this nice, comfy, warm sweatshirt. This is warm. I'm toasty warm. You know where this would look good? On your body, keeping you toasty warm. Get the spark plug necklace, get this hat. There's all kinds of stuff. There might be something there for you. Go check it out. And as always, there's your dinner. Woo! Lift table for cheap. Turned out good. I like it. I like it. I'm happy. Are you happy? I'm happy.